Hi, everybody, and thank you for watching. So, here is week 2 of my health reset. And so, to be honest, the first couple of days we did go to Vegas. So, the food is not necessarily healthy, but it was amazing. So, I did have a cheat weekend, but thankfully, I was able to redeem myself over the rest of the week. But this is the start of week 2. And so, I ended week 1 at 152.0. This is the first meal that I had in Vegas when we woke up on Saturday morning. So we went to a Vietnamese restaurant. I had some grilled pork, rice, and an egg. And then for lunch, we were able to go to the Water Grill, which was in the Caesar's Palace. Very fortunate that my sister-in-law's friend, that his cousin is the executive chef, so we actually went there, and he's the one that ordered all the food for us. And so we kind of had an amazing feast of some amazing food. If you are ever in Vegas, I would highly recommend you go here. So this is what we ended up eating. So he started us off with some bluefin toro, kind of like you make your own sushi, which was amazing. He also gave us 2 dozen of oysters, which I don't eat, but the food that I did eat was the bluefin tuna. We did have some crab cakes, which I thought was an amazing food as well. And then we also had this kind of like mussels with chorizo and bread on top of it. So that was my lunch, and I'm very, very thankful that we know him. I did spoil myself, and I actually had dessert as well. So I had this caramel banana pudding, which I really shouldn't have, but that's okay. So that was our lunch, and that's all I really had. So that night, I'm just got some clips here. This is the reason why we did go to Vegas. We went to the Anima concert at the Sphere, and it was amazing. If you are ever in Vegas, I highly recommend it. The videos that I just post here does not do it justice. It's a huge screen, and you can see, like, we're very small, but this is the screen, and it is very trippy. Like, when this kind of happened, you almost felt like you were falling with the music. And so, yeah, that was basically our Saturday night. So we had breakfast and lunch, and then I didn't really have anything for dinner after that. So this was our Saturday night. And then the next morning, kind of like lunchtime-ish, we decided to go to Hawaiian Place. And so this is what me and my husband shared. I more or less had the chicken and some rice and mac, and he had the rest. So that was more around lunchtime. And then for dinner, we went to an amazing restaurant. This is some shrimp and some scallops. So we had that as an entree. Another entree that we had was this sea bass, which was absolutely amazing. And then for me, my main, I ended up having this butter squash ravioli, and so I was really happy about that. I was so full after that, but that was basically day 2, the meals that I did have. The next morning when I did wake up, I decided to just have a protein bar because we're going to be driving back home, and so I did grab one of these. I will have a haul for you where I picked this up from Thrive Market, so that will be coming shortly. But yeah, I did decide to have one of these, high in protein, 12 grams of protein and 140 calories. So that was my breakfast. And then literally on the way out of Vegas, we decided to go to a Filipino restaurant, and I had this chicken and rice meal. And really that's all I had, because by the time I got home, I was just so tired that I ended up going to bed early. So I didn't have dinner. The next morning I woke up and I decided to have another protein bar. So like I said, you're going to see these on the regular almost every morning. And then for lunch, there was still some leftover Alfredo, so I decided to have that for lunch. I'm trying to clear out my fridge and freezer at the same time as trying to be a little bit healthy. So that was my lunch. And then for dinner, I decided to have another pasta. So by me clearing out my freezer, in a sense, I saw this and I thought this is going to be quick and easy. 250 calories, only 10 grams of protein. I thought that was pretty good. So I'm clearing out my freezer, but I'm also trying to eat a little bit healthy. The carbs is about 4 grams, and sugar is pretty high, but that's okay. There's only 4 grams of added sugar. I thought it was quick and easy. I was so busy with work, and I was just hungry. I didn't have time to really think about what I wanted to eat, so I thought this was going to be a quick and easy dinner. Lately, I've been having dinner around 4 or 5 p.m., because I just get that hungry and then I just kind of push myself to not eat after that. It doesn't look appealing, but it actually was very filling for me. So I did have this as my dinner, and then as my dessert I decided to have one of my chocolate date bars. So these are pretty good. I just always have them in a little container, but they're only 80 calories, not that much sugar, 2 grams of protein. So I thought this is pretty good. This is my little dessert, my healthy dessert, because I've been really trying not to snack and focus more on eating whole meals. And so I decided to have this as my little dessert at the end of the day. And so that was basically it. That was the food that I ate for that day. The bar, like I said, it looks really small, but it's very tasty and it is fulfilling. Okay, so start of day 5, I decided to have another protein bar. Like I said, I'm going to have these every day. They do come in a pack of 4. And then for my breakfast, my husband decided to make some lamb chops that he got from Costco. So I decided to have it over a bed of salad with some grilled mushrooms. And then I also have this garlic dip that we got from Costco as well that was in the fridge. And so this was a very filling breakfast that I was very happy to eat. It's more of a dinner, but I ended up having it for breakfast, which is fine. And then for lunch, I decided to have another one of the Alfredo pastas that was still in the fridge. It doesn't necessarily look appealing, but it is really good. So she put spinach, some Italian sausages, Alfredo sauce, and so very happy to eat this. I'm gonna ask her to probably make it again for us. And then for dinner, I decided to do a bit of meal prepping. So I got this chicken breast from my local grocery store. So just over a pound. It says $8, but they did have that 30% off coupon. So I think I paid about $6 for this just over a pound of chicken. It says here that it's about 130 calories per 4 ounces. And so it's basically all protein. And then I did decide to cook this. And I have this tikka masala sauce that I got from Thrive Market. And so I decided to use that with the chicken. So it's only 70 calories and there's 4 servings here. So I decided to split this up, and that's going to be like 4 meals for me. And so you will see that over the next couple of days, because I'm just trying to eat up what I make. So this is going to be 4 servings. My husband did have a bit of it after I basically cooked it, but that's okay. So this is what it looks like after I have cooked it, and then I decided to just put it in a Tupperware, have it in the fridge, and that's going to be ready for the next couple of days. So I did decide to meal prep, but then I also decided to have some of it that night for dinner. So it was actually pretty tasty. There's no sugar content in it, so it's not sweet at all, but it was enough for me. So this is it here. So it doesn't look appealing, but I just have it with some salad. So I have these super green blends that I've been getting from my local grocery store. I decided to have that with my chicken tikka masala. And that was basically my dinner for day 5. And then also for dessert, again, I decided to have another one of the date bars. You're going to see this a lot. There's actually 7 of them in this bag. And so I want to try and use it up and eat them almost daily, because I do need that kind of sweet sensation. I do have a sweet tooth, and if you think about it, I haven't had any snacks for almost 2 weeks. Okay, next day 6, I had another one of the protein bars, and this is the last one that I had to eat. And then for breakfast, I decided to do a bit of meal prepping. So I have these breakfast sausages, I have some baby spinach, and I have some eggs, and I have these cottage cheese that I need to use up. I have about 3 tubs left, and so I'm going to meal prep the sausages, and then daily I'm going to make some scrambled eggs with some spinach, and you're going to see that quite often over the next 3 days when it comes to breakfast. And this is basically what it's going to look like. So scrambled eggs with some cottage cheese and spinach, and I did have a few sausages there. And to make it not so bland, I decided to find a few of these little tomato ketchup little packets that were in the fridge that we get them usually get them from some takeout place. And so that was my breakfast. For lunch, I decided to have my chicken tikka masala again, but then my husband made some roasted potatoes, so I had that as well. And then I also have my salad. So I am, like I said, you're going to see the same thing over a couple of days because I am meal prepping and that's what I am eating. So that was my lunch on day 6. And then for dinner, I didn't know what to eat. And so I thought, you know what? I still have this sliced bread in the fridge. I also picked up some ham from my local grocery store. So I thought, you know what? Let me just have a ham and cheese toasted sandwich. Usually this is kind of like a lunch, but I ended up having it for dinner and it kept me quite full. Like I said, I'm having dinners usually around 4 or 5 p.m. Here you can see all of the calories and contents. So I just had 2 slices of the Swiss cheese. I had about 4 slices of the ham and I put it in 2 slices of bread, and then this is the butter that I end up using. Like I said, I'm not really counting all the calories, but I'm just trying to be mindful of what I'm eating and limiting my sugar. And this is what I basically ate. Doesn't look appealing, but it was filling for me. And then basically for dessert again, I had another one of these chocolate date bars, which I do love. Like, you're going to see it quite often until I'm done with it. And then I'm going to have to figure out another dessert that I can have every day just to like kick me over, just to give me that little bit of a sweet tooth to satisfy my cravings. And so that's basically it. That was the end of day 6. So day 7 now, and I decided to have another bar, but now I've got these chocolate peanut butter ones, and so I'm done with the blueberry, and so now you're going to see this almost daily. So I did have one of these for breakfast really quickly because every morning I'm waking up hungry. And so that was kind of like my snack in the morning. And then for my main breakfast, I decided to have another sausages with eggs. And you're going to see that again on day 8, honestly, the following week, because I am using what I am cooking and just, like I said, meal prepping for a couple of days. Okay, for lunch, the rest of the chicken tikka masala, but I ran out of salad, so I decided to have it with a bed of peas and some roasted potatoes. And so you're not going to see that one again for a couple of weeks. I do have another one of those sauces, but I'm going to see what else I can make with some chicken and turkey that I have in my freezer. But that was basically my lunch for this day. And then for dinner, me and my family decided to head to the beach and check out the sunset. So instead of me having pizza with them, I decided to bring my own food. So I bought these rice cakes with me. I have my dessert that I'm going to have after that. I have this tuna that I'm going to put on the rice cakes. And I also have my yogurt. So this was my dinner. So I packed my dinner so that my family can enjoy their dinner. And then, yeah, this was our view that night. So to end the week, we had a sunset and I did have my own little kind of food. Okay, and so this is what my body looks like now. So end of day 7 of week 2, and so I don't see much change in my body, but then when I did jump on the scale, I was so happy. I was ecstatic to see the number, and this was the number. So I did this early morning, and you can see I dropped quite a lot of pounds. I dropped 2.2 pounds in 1 week. If I can continue this for the next couple of weeks, I will hit my goal. So that is the end of week 2. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.